This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Well, good day. I'm Elena Rusk. We begin with that breaking news as officials are pulling a body from the Kern River near Hart Park right now. This comes after fire crews got a call around 7:30 last night that a man swimming in the river between Hart Park and the soccer complex reportedly lost consciousness and slipped beneath the surface of the water. Family members say they tried to pull him out, but the current was too strong. Officials believe the current pulled the man down under a canopy of trees. City firefighters and county searching crews walked the riverbank for 2 hours, but saw no sign of the victim, and then they continued their search this morning. There's no confirmation yet that the body found today is the same as this missing man from last night. Not including this incident, there have been 5 drownings in the Kern River this year. We are learning more about a deadly drunk driving crash in South Bakersfield last month. 63-year-old Kuldeep Kaur was hit and killed in the 1300 block of Berkshire Road the night of June 22nd. Court documents obtained by 17 News show the man charged in that fatal crash, 21-year-old Alexis Leon, told police he didn't see the woman until just before the impact and couldn't avoid hitting her. An investigator said a completely tinted front windshield likely hampered his vision, making it extremely difficult to see at night. Leon, who admitted to leaving this scene but returned and spoke with police later, was tested for sobriety an hour later. He reportedly had a blood alcohol level content of 0.075%, so police determined he was driving above the legal limit of 0.08 at the time of the crash. He has been charged with hit and run causing death or permanent injury, DUI manslaughter without gross negligence, and driving with an object or material obstructing his view. He is out on bail and is due back in court September 7th. And now to your 17 Crime Watch, as police say a woman was hit by a stray bullet in a local motel. This happening early Sunday morning at the Ramada Inn on Real Road, where police say a gun was fired and apparently went through the wall, hitting a woman laying in a bed in the room next door. Officers arrived about 3:45 a.m. and the woman was taken to the hospital for treatment of non-life-threatening injuries. Officers executed a search warrant for the room in question, where they said they found evidence that a shot was fired, as well as methamphetamine. By that time, though, the occupants of the room had already fled. On Monday morning, just after 5 a.m., officers say they arrested Bakersfield resident 35-year-old Michael Samarapes in a vehicle at Golden State Highway and Highway 99 for several charges, including felon in possession of a firearm, aggravated assault with a firearm, shooting at an inhabited dwelling, and other crimes. Police say the reason behind why the shot was fired is still unclear. And now to the wildfires burning near Yosemite. As of this morning, the Oak Fire has now burned more than 18,000 acres, making it the largest wildfire we have seen so far this season. 55 structures have been destroyed in the fire's path. Crews have reached 26% containment, and more than 3,000 residents have been forced to evacuate so far. One resident talking about the impacts of wildfires like this on local residents.
It's really heartbreaking because it's been year after year, and just to think about the entire state here and everywhere else, and, there's been so many fires and so many homes.
Now, officials say the intensity of the Oak Fire is a direct result of climate change. Wildlife officials are asking Californians to be more bear aware as the state's drought and wildfires are causing wildlife to search for food and water closer to populated areas. The U.S. Forest Service says in recent weeks there has been an uptick in the number of human and bear encounters when bears have been behaving badly. Rangers report increasing instances of bears bluff charging people, damaging tents, stealing backpacks, breaking into cars, and showing no fear of humans. Officials say the efforts to relocate misbehaving bears have been unsuccessful, as they often return or just cause problems somewhere else. So another focus, they say, must be on the human side of the encounter, with officials saying if humans take away the opportunity for a bear to misbehave, everyone wins. So people can help by doing the following when camping in our forests. Use bear lockers, if available, to store food, including pet food. You should also store food and toiletries in bear-proof containers or an airtight container out of sight in the trunk of your vehicle. Never store items with scent in your tent. Clean dishes and store food and garbage immediately after your camp meals.
Hello, this is Tim Callahan with Clinica Sierra Vista, and we're excited to unveil the Community Health Center of the Future, our comprehensive care center. It's located right across the street from Memorial Hospital. We have every service under one roof, from family medicine, OBGYN care, dental services for adults and children, behavioral health, and much more. So find your way to better care at Clinica Sierra Vista this year at our comprehensive care center. Visit our website, clinicasierravista.org, for the latest on this project. We'll see you soon.
And now to our follow-up file. A new chapter is about to be written in the 7-year-old saga over oil drilling permits here in Kern County. County supervisors put out a public notice yesterday announcing they will hold a public hearing on August 23rd to discuss proposals to remedy flaws in the county's oil and gas permitting ordinance that have been tied up in court off and on since 2015. The streamlined permitting processes have been attacked by environmental justice groups, clean air watchdogs, and growers for what they see as a lack of mitigation measures. The 3-day strike scheduled for August 8th has been averted as Kern medical healthcare workers and the Kern County Hospital Authority have reached a tentative agreement. This new agreement, which expires in June of 2025, addresses what workers call a severe staffing crisis through recruitment and retention investments. According to the SEIU Local 521, the union that represents Kern medical workers, the agreement includes significant wage increases, automatic raises, one-time bonuses, and additional salary steps for registered nurses, nurse practitioners, and physician's assistants. The contract ratification vote will take place across hospital work sites later today. 17 News reached out to the hospital authority for comment, but we have not yet heard back. The Biden administration may soon declare the monkeypox outbreak a health emergency as cases in the U.S. now top 2,800. President Biden also expected to name a national monkeypox coordinator to oversee the response. Experts warn the virus is transmitted through skin-to-skin contact and can be passed between people before symptoms begin. The first 2 cases of monkeypox in children were confirmed on Friday, likely the result of sharing a household with an infected adult. There are 5 cases of monkeypox confirmed here in Kern County. And now to the coronavirus, as the CDC says that the Omicron variant, known as BA.5, represents nearly 82% of total COVID cases in the U.S. last week. That's a pretty steep jump from July 5th, when the CDC reported the BA.5 variant made up just 54% of cases. Experts say the most recent subvariants, BA.4 and BA.5, are better at getting around vaccines and antibodies than the original Omicron variant. That means even if you're vaccinated and boosted, you can still contract those subvariants better than older ones. And even if you've had COVID before, these new variants are more successful at getting around your own antibodies produced by your immune system. In late June, the FDA recommended a modification of new booster shots to targeted BA.4 and BA.5. Pfizer says they have a plan to do a new vaccine that does just that, and it's expected to be ready for distribution in October. So meanwhile, the parents of young children say they're reluctant to have them vaccinated against COVID-19. This comes according to a new survey from the Kaiser Family Foundation conducted in June. According to that survey, 43% of parents with children in a young age group say they will definitely not get their child vaccinated. 53% believe the vaccine is a greater risk than the actual virus for their child. Only 7% of those parents say they have already gotten their child vaccinated. Another 10% say they want them vaccinated as soon as possible, while 27% want to wait and see how it works in other young children first. All right, so with all that said, let's take a look at the latest COVID-19 case numbers here in Kern County, as Public Health updated their dashboard this morning to reflect 980 new positive cases and 3 new deaths. State data shows we have 94 patients hospitalized with the virus in Kern County, 12 listed in intensive care units. And now to tech news, the NFL officially joining this streaming service wave, announcing the launch of its own NFL Plus. The service will be available for $4.99 a month or $39.99 a year. NFL Plus offers live, local, and primetime games. It's the same content the league had offered for free on its NFL mobile app for the past several years. The NFL is the last of the 4 major American pro sport leagues to offer a subscription streaming service. Out-of-market games currently will not be available on the service. On the service, that is. All right, now happening today. The Mega Millions jackpot now worth $810 million, up from an earlier estimated $790 million. This is after no ticket matched all 6 winning numbers on Friday. This is now the 4th largest lottery of all time and the 3rd largest in Mega Millions history. No one has won since April. So the next drawing tonight at 8. In case you're wondering, your odds of winning are about 1 in 302 million. But hey, you can't win if you don't play, right? The cash option, well, that's just $487.9 million.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.